What's going on, guys? Brent with West Coast Bass, and we're back here today. We're talking about drop shotting. So if you've ever fished in a high pressure system or on a high pressured lake, you have probably thrown a drop shot. There's a couple different ways to use drop shots. Some people actually drop them straight down and they will jig them. Some people will drag them. I actually prefer the dragging method, where you kind of throw it out and you just kind of just shake it and drag it back to the boat. I have recently started venturing out and using the dropping it down and kind of video game fishing with it, which we'll probably have a few videos here coming up here pretty soon with that type of stuff. But we also have, I've got some hooks, got some worms, got some different weights that I enjoy using. And I'm just going to kind of give you guys a rundown on what I use. I use anywhere from something like a 3/16 ounce ball weight, or even I call it a stick weight. I'll actually even step it up to a 1/4 ounce every now and then, but mostly it's between an 1/8 and a 3/16. I use anywhere from a 1/0 to a 2/0. Sometimes I'll step down to a size 1 or a size 2 drop shot hooks. Most of the time it's the 1/0 and 2/0. So back to what I was saying. Anywhere from 1/0 to 2/0 is what I'm usually throwing. I have the size 1, size 2s, probably pretty much out of them. There is, let me see if I can actually find these in there. I know my hooks aren't stored normal. I don't really separate them. These are just old package of hooks that are random at times. These right here. So I have a couple of these. They are the Gamakatsu Finesse. They're twist free, so they have a swivel and almost like a pinch point, just like on the bottom or the top of the drop shot hook, or weight, sorry. Alright, so we were just talking about the Finesse hooks by Gamakatsu with the swivel. I believe that those are more along the lines of a little bit dirtier water, or in a largemouth situation where maybe they don't pay as close of attention to the bait as spotted bass or smallmouth might. They might come up and depict it a little more. That's just my personal opinion. We had a day out on Bullards where my friend was throwing the exact same setup I was, but he was using a traditional drop shot hook with traditional drop shot gear, and I was actually using the other stuff. He caught bigger fish and he caught more of them. It was just kind of, I don't know if it was luck of the draw, or in my eyes it was because I was using a more visible setup, so to speak. Line was the same, weights were the same, everything. So that's where I got that from. But talking about some worms, this is the salt and pepper with chartreuse. I don't know if you guys can get a good look on that. That's I think the only package I have of stuff like that. And then I also have these are the swamp crawlers from Zoom. Then I have, it's as close to my favorite color. I'm a big fan of the Witch's Tea. This is the Pumpkin Punisher, and it's actually a greenish brown on top with a light red flake and a little bit of green as well. And the Witch's Tea is just slightly different, but in my eyes, it catches fish better. I've had lots of fish come on the Witch's Tea from back in the day. I actually used magic worms when they were popular back in the day with the similar color to a Witch's Tea, which was just brown and chartreuse tipped. But that's my confidence bait when I go out and I fish all up and down the West Coast is a robo worm in the Witch's Tea color. It could either be a 4.5 inch or a 6 inch. It doesn't really matter. Depending on the time of year and depending on the water temperature, will depend on the size that I throw. The Witch's Tea has become a little bit harder to find, at least in the shops around here. A lot of people picked up the Pumpkin Punisher, so put a thought in my head that maybe RoboWarmer's trying to get away from the Witch's Tea. We'll see how that one turns out. I don't know if they are or not, but it's definitely my favorite color, so if I can find more of it. And you can order it on Tackle Warehouse and stuff like that, but you can drop shot Senkos, I mean, anything you guys want, personal preference. We did have, and you can let me know down in the comment section below, we did have a stellar day on these Power Bait, and this one's called the Power Minnow. They're Emerald Shiner scale, so if that's correct, I don't know if you guys can even see that, but those we had 50, 60 fish day back in October on Oroville, and we were just, my dad and I drop shotted one apiece. Those baits are tough, fish love them, they're awesome. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, drop them down in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, smash that bell button. We'll talk to you soon.